everybody, this is Russ Bucher from ControlMyNikon, and welcome to the Files and Folders tutorial. In ControlMyNikon, it's very easy to set how to name your image files as well as where to put them. Let's take a look at how we can do that. First of all, we need to connect to the camera. And once we're connected, we go over to the Settings tab. And we're going to set the file names and paths down here. Once you have set your files and folders, you could save those settings within a profile. Now let's bring up the help for files and folders, because there's some interesting things on here. The first thing is there's a concept of tokens. So here, by default, your file name looks like this. Now this particular token, when it is in your file name, just substitutes the date and time. So for example, if I have the @datetime1 token, it's just going to fill in the year, month, day, hour, minute, seconds, and milliseconds. And if you use this particular token, the file name does go down to the millisecond, so it's always guaranteed unique. It also guarantees that each successive image that you capture has a larger number on the file name, so you could sort it by a file name. Now there's also @datetime2, except it doesn't show milliseconds. This goes down to the second. You can use counter1, and what counter1 does is uses an internal counter to number your images. And at any time you could reset the counter, you can reset it to a particular value. Here we're going to reset it to 0. And so now when you capture an image, the name is going to be 0.jpg or 0.nef. Next image is going to be a 1. Now if you are doing focus stacking or bracketing or working with the intervalometer, you can use a session counter 1. Now what session counter 1 does is at the beginning of a focus stacking or bracketing or intervalometer session, it will reset the counter to 0. Then when you start another session, and it's for example another set of bracketed images, it starts it at 0 again for that. So that's a way to always keep your images always properly ordered using a counter. Now you can also use ask. So in this case, it will just ask for a particular string. So let's say here I was taking some say photos of grad students, and I might go grad 2011, maybe an underscore, and this prefix will always appear at the beginning of your file name. Then it's going to put @datetime1, so that'll give me a timestamp, and then I'm going to go ask. Now that is going to ask me to enter in some characters every time I capture an image. Let's give this a try. I'm just going to go shoot, and here it asks. So the particular file name is going to be affected by whatever I type in here, and let's say the person that I am photographing's name is Bobby. So now the resultant file name is going to be grad 2011, and then 2011, month, day, hour, minute, second, millisecond, and then Bobby. So you can use these in any combination you like. Now for paths, there's also a token called @date1, and that will just insert the year, month, and day into the path. You can use @datetime1 and @datetimes2 for the path as well. Now at any time you can mirror, and this allows you then to mirror your images from one folder to another. So you might mirror it, or essentially copy the images to another drive or maybe across your network. So if you're nervous about ensuring that you have a copy of your images, this is a good way to do it. And of course on some cameras you can save it to the card as well, but this is only valid on some cameras. The only cameras that support this are the D5100 and the D7000 and the D700. And that's it. That's how you set up the files and folders within ControlMyNikon. Happy tethering.